the Tucson Tasty Show, and I'm your host, Wesley Source, here with a great lineup for you today. We have an exciting show. We're going to talk about some amazing things, and if you want to be a part of the conversation, all you have to do is dial 520-790-2040. That's 790-2040 for all the local people here. So we have Sonora of Viral Premium Beef in here. Some of my favorite beef, not only because it's delicious beef, but it comes from a ranch that cares about more than just getting the beef to you.
Absolutely.
So, we have a little bit of an echo there. That was my fault. I apologize, everyone. But yeah. So, how's everybody doing today?
Doing great. Doing great. Glad to be here.
How do you take care of the beef so that you take care of the land and the cows and make sure that everybody's as happy as possible? Because I just found out recently that California cows aren't as happy as they used to be.
I don't think they were ever happy.
I think they were.
Just saying.
And that's Michael Elefante of Mama Luisa's, our chef and good friend. Thank you for coming in. So how do you do it?
Well, first off, I will be totally honest. I don't do it, but I run the office. But that said, one of our biggest things that we do at the ranch is leaving the land in better condition than we started with. So,
like the Boy Scouts.
There you go. See, well, I always thought it was being prepared. Is that another motto of the Boy Scouts? Like,
yeah.
Oh, all right. There you go.
Being a good person, you know? Be a good person.
You got to be a good person because if you're not, the Boy Scouts will come get you. No, I'm kidding.
I'll watch out for that. So
it's not the Boy Scouts anymore. So just
they're the Scouts.
Scouts of America.
Scouts.
Yeah, Scouts, bro. Come on, man.
Well,
completely off topic.
Anyway,
I'm in a suit. I'm in a weird mood today. All right.
It's all right. It's all right.
Everybody that can't see us, you got to go to YouTube and Facebook and check us out on the live stream. You also get a chance to talk to us there as well. Don't forget to friend, follow, like, share, repeat, and subscribe.
That was a lot of steps.
Sorry.
So,
I interrupted.
No, you're all good.
So you got to be a Boy Scout, and then
that's part of it is like our sustainability and taking care of the land, and that's a start because you want happy cows. They've got to get some nice places to graze. The other thing that we do is we follow kind of what is where food comes from. IMA Global, their care method, and so that has to do with sustainability and stewardship, as well as animal care itself, and then community. And so, we get physically audited on how we treat the animals, how our facilities look every year. We have people come out that they come out and they're looking at everything. They're not, we're not just checking off boxes that say we do something. And then the other thing is we keep as low of a stress environment as possible. Lower stress, one, yes, it's happier cows, but two, you're going to have higher production, you're going to have higher fertility, you're going to have higher birth rates. So all around.
Do you find that the cows get nervous when you bring the chefs out to do the tours?
We just don't tell them they're chefs. It's fine.
Sorry.
They're not allowed to wear their jackets.
Yeah. You gotta go out in softball attire.
Sorry. Continue. Go ahead.
No, I mean that's pretty much the start. There's some other things that go into it. We do a lot of dietary research as well to make sure that they're getting like probiotics and vitamins and minerals that they need for not only that sustained growth, but also so that they're not having gut issues.
Right.
So, we run a year-round liquid feed supplement program. There's not a ton of ranches that do that. And so that has actually been proven over the years with doing research and doing percentages and looking at what our birth rates are or our rate of gain and things like that. And so we're doing everything that we can to make not only the ranch as successful as possible and the beef company as successful as possible, but also do it in a way that is the most efficient and also has the greatest return on both the environment and the animals. So it's kind of a win-win, and that's where we're looking to do everything.
Oh, that's beautiful. So they are truly happy cows, and
oh yeah.
And when we were out there, it was kind of cool to get in the pens, and they all ran from us at first, but then they like started coming back, and at one point I think I was like, all right, time to go.
Yeah.
Because they're
Yeah,
big
yeah,
animals.
little curious.
I've realized that today.
They're big animals. Especially the very early ones, because they're like, how big are the cows when you take them to the butcher?
So,
Or the processing. Let's just call it processing.
on average, they're like 14 to 1,600 pounds. So
That's a big cow.
Yeah, we've taken some really big ones in.
Yeah.
We've tipped the scales over the 2,000-pound mark at a couple times.
Little fat boys.
Yeah,
Yummy.
yeah. My processing manager likes to call them butterballs.
Butterball.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
And that's why the beef is so tasty. The other reason why is after everything is processed, it's 21-day aged.
Yes, dry aged.
Dry aged.
Yes.
That's even better.
You got to get the dry age in there.
Yeah, not wet
Dry
aged.
aged. And that does actually quite a few things to the beef, right? It actually draws out moisture. So the fat caps are a little bit smaller, but it's all denser flavor. And I like to say it's beef that tastes like beef.
Yes.
Because you can get beef that doesn't taste like anything. And I've had it, and it was like, this is the most disappointing steak I've ever had in my life.
Yeah.
Totally
100%
agree.
that.
And I'm not going to mention the name of the restaurants I've been to, the Texas Roadhouse or anything else, but, you know.
Well, shame on you for going there to begin with. That's where you messed up.
It's not my fault. It's actually Tina's grandmother's fault. Yeah.
Blame it on the wife.
She loves Texas Roadhouse. That's the only place she ever wants to go.
I mean,
but-
the bread's pretty good.
I don't know. She gets to sell it every time, though, so I'm confused by the whole situation.
Yeah. The bread's good.
Anyways, we all love yeah. Please don't curse me. Yeah, but yeah. So go ahead. Yeah, beef that tastes like beef, but you also have snack sticks. Have you had their snack sticks?
Yeah.
Sticks yet?
Yeah, I ate the whole pack. I actually ate 2 packs in one day at so when you guys had the brisket competition, and that's where I first met him. I was like looking at him, and they had, I forget what flavors I got, and I was like opened it, and I started eating one, and I was like, damn, that's really
And
good.
cheddar jalapeno.
I think it was a cheddar jalapeno, and I was like,
Those
ate
are
that
the good
one,
ones.
and then I was like, I'm gonna have another one of those. And then by the time I left there, I had eaten like all 5 that were in there.
Right. You're like,
And then
oops.
I was driving home that night, and I crushed the other pack that I had on the way home from work.
What I love about them, though, is they're not like your typical meat snack. So it doesn't have all those extra chemicals and preservatives. So you can't leave it on a shelf for like 5 years and pick it up and go, oh, look, Slim something, and pop it open.
Yeah.
And it's still good. These are amazing, and they have like 5 ingredients in them.
Yeah. No, they're super good. And the nice thing about them is that, like, you know, the other companies, like those big brand ones, you bite into them and they're like chalky and they like fall apart. It's almost like carne asada in there, and it's like kind of, but not a good carne asada.
And the oozy bits.
Yeah, but this was like, it was just meat, and it was just like, I was just destroying them.
So we do have a question about cows from
Yes.
Kevin. So Kevin, let's talk about cows.
Hey, hi, you guys. I raise registered Black Angus cattle, and I have them all DNA tested. I raise seed stock animals and sell my bulls, and I keep a brood cow herd. So we're really pointing our herd towards high marbling, certified Angus beef type of stuff.
Beautiful.
And I went to a couple of restaurants in town. I was listening to you, and you said, you asked them about the beef, and, it was just blah. I asked a couple of managers at different places here in town. I won't mention the names. I said, am I eating prime beef or choice? And he said, well, I don't know. And I said, well, I'd like to find out. And they went back and muddled around for a while, and he comes back and he says, well, we're serving select. And I said, you're kidding me. You just charged me $29 for a select.
Wow.
Well, the cost of beef has gone up so much. Yeah. Right?
Select is almost dog food anymore.
That's like the Korean barbecue places, like with the little things they give you. They give you select because it's cut so thin that you don't notice it. But that's like what that's for. It's like those kind of places.
I was just, my stuff, I don't raise hamburger.
Right.
I raise ribeye steaks and top sirloin steaks and that kind of stuff.
Well,
You know,
Kevin,
and,
have you ever
I
tried the
completely-
VEPremiumBeef.com beef? Because even their hamburger is so good because it's all 21-day dry aged. And do you
Yeah.
dry age your stuff as well?
Yeah, the only place in Tucson that I could find where you could get grade prime beef was over at Costco, and maybe one of the AJ's markets has it, but there's no other place in town that you can actually get, high marbled USDA
Well,
prime beef.
you got to check out Forbes Butchery. Ben Forbes, absolutely incredible. Another
Forbes
one.
Meat Coat.
Oh, there you go, Forbes Meat Co. And then what's the other? I can't think of the other butcher with the ugly steaks. He has prime as well.
Dickman's.
Yeah, I think there's a guy.
will sometimes
there's
have
a guy
it too.
way out on Broadway that has some.
Fair
I
enough.
can't think of his name.
Yeah, there's another
Yeah.
one on 22nd and Houghton.
Oh,
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that one. He sometimes the most of those places, if they don't have prime, they'll have like upper 2/3 choice
Fair
in
enough.
quotation marks.
Well,
Who knows if that's what it
Yeah,
is?
you
But
only-
it's decent.
thank you
Yeah.
so much, Kevin, for calling in. We got to go to a break here
all
in
right.
just a second, but
I'll
thank
see
you
Yeah.
for calling in
Good program.
Hey, every week 3 to 4 on 10:30 a.m. where you can check us out live on YouTube or Facebook at the Tucson Tasty Show. Check us out. So I'm Wesley Source, your host of the Tucson Tasty Show. We'll be right back with more from Ian. Oh no, Ian's not here. Sonora, Mike Elefante. Special thank you to our guests, Kiki Rogers of Country Financial Insurance, Vero Premium Beef, Dirty Cactus Soap, Novus Vita, Mafia Kitchen, Financial Advisor Cody Peck, Network Outdoors, Local First Arizona, and Levity Wellness. I'm your host, Wesley Source, and stay tasty, Tucson. Welcome back to the Tucson Tasty Show. I'm your host, Wesley Source, and we're here with Michael Elefante of Mama Luisa's Guido Q Barbecue, and one of the best barbecue champions of all of Arizona, in my opinion.
Not a champion yet, but I will be.
In my book, you are, because I tasted all that stuff, and whoever's judging that just doesn't know what food is. They don't even know what food is.
I'm slowly chefing my way through it as I learn the traditional way to do it. And then I learn the traditional way and I go, okay, I can do it better.
Fair enough. Well, a special thank you to our sponsors really quick, and that's all the amazing people that make this possible. That's Kiki Rogers, Country Financial Insurance, Vero Premium Beef. That's VEPremiumBeef.com, Dirty Cactus Soap, Novus Vita, Mafia Kitchen, Financial Advisor Cody Peck, Network Outdoors, Local First, Levity Wellness, and Dirty Cactus Soap, which isn't on the list, but that's okay. I got it anyways. Cirrus Visual is also an amazing sponsor and gave us that amazing background that was in last week's episode. You got to go to YouTube and check it out. So, food. Yeah. You're going to try to chef your way
buddy.
through.
That's what I try to do in life. I'm just trying. I'm going to chef my way through this. We got a good event coming up, man.
We do. I'm actually really excited about Monday because we're going to be recording the first episode ever of the Tucson Tasty Show TV version. And we're going to be in the restaurant. And Sonora's actually going to be there as well. As
I'm excited.
One of the sponsors.
Causing trouble.
And she donated, Vera Earl donated all the beef.
The short rib.
The short rib.
Bone and short rib.
The bone and short rib.
It looks phenomenal.
I know. My mouth is watering thinking about it because I know what that is and everything that, yeah.
And I promise right now that you guys have had short rib before, but you have not had short rib like this before.
That's an espresso braised.
Espresso soda braised short rib. So a lot of people do like Dr. Pepper, or they'll do like root beer braised and all that. I always put my Guido in there, right? So Guido's, we drink espresso and, all that stuff. But there's this espresso soda that you get, and we use that as part of the braising liquid in it. And it is just this like beautiful chocolate coffee-ness that goes with the short ribs. And then the cheesy polenta and the bitter, garlic broccolini. Oh, man. It's one of my favorite dishes of all time.
Yes, I'm actually really excited about that. I actually had another chef that, and I hope he's listening right now, that we're going to be there next, and we're going to talk about that on Monday. That's going to start rolling out. But he came out with his menu and gave it to me, and I was like, oh sweet, it's gonna be or coffee rubbed or coffee rubbed sirloin, and I was like, all right. And then he came back like 5 minutes later. Was like, no, I can't do that one. Hang on, let me change that.
I beat him to it.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
But I'm super excited about it, and but it's such a lineup and a mix mash of everything that Mama Luisa's is now. Historic. Can we call it historic?
Yeah.
I mean,
Tucson landmark, man.
Tucson landmark. I wouldn't even call it a retro restaurant because it's just Mama Luisa's. You know it or you don't know it, and if you don't know it, you need to get down there and try some of it because it's at Golf Links and Craycroft. Super delicious. And have you been there, Sonora?
Oh, yes.
Have you had a full meal there?
I have.
All right. Did you get the?
I don't know.
I don't know. I wasn't buying it either for a minute.
What would you order? Let's find out what you ordered.
Oh my gosh. So you're totally gonna put me on the spot. Like the last time I was there, it's been a little while. It was I don't even remember. It was a pasta dish.
There you go. It's okay. Just
a
a safe bet.
So
chicken
Joe's
parm.
Joe's special is probably like I struggle to order something else every time I go in, but the Guido Alfredo is really amazing.
Yeah,
spot on with that. It's the only way I'll eat kale. It's kale slaw, right?
Yeah, it's we do a Tuscan black kale slaw. So the Tuscan black kale is a little more tender than traditional kale, and
That
it's not as bitter. And
that's because it's Italian.
And it's well, I'm pretty bitter sometimes. But it's a little thicker of a lettuce too compared to like the thinner ones and all that. Yeah. So that dish was just I was playing around with stuff and I was hungry and I had just gotten off the food truck and I had some food left over and I was like, man, I really want some Alfredo though too. So then I had the pork and I was like, man, put the pork on there. That's not gonna suck. Like the Guido Gold, pulled pork on there on the Alfredo.
And it doesn't.
And then I was like,
I don't like
need
pork, but everybody keeps giving me pork, and this is pork that I'll eat. So
yeah. And then it needed some crunch, and all I had was that slaw left over that I already had some mix, and I was like, let's try it.
Oh,
Threw
that
it on
sounds
there,
good.
and then I had some of the crunchy onions from the sandwich too, and I was like, yeah, give me all that. And then it's like, okay, this is delicious.
That Guido Gold barbecue sauce, though, I got to go back to that. That is one of my favorite barbecue sauces, and it's because it's not Carolina barbecue, it's not Virginia barbecue, it's not California, Texas barbecue. It's something that you made that is absolutely just delicious.
Yeah.
And
it's Guido.
It's Guido Q.
It's Guido. We call it Guido Gold.
Guido
Gold.
Gold.
It's our yellow barbecue.
Yummy.
And we took a lot of the elements of like Carolina barbecue, right? Is that mustard-based sauce. But I wanted to use some more Sonoran ingredients with it. So instead of the cayenne, we use crushed chiltepine in it. And then instead of like brown sugar or molasses, stuff like that, we use agave with it.
Right.
And it's just, and everything else is very simple. Obviously, you got to use good mustard.
That's awesome.
French's mustard is the only mustard to use. If anybody ever needs to know what mustard to use,
I will bring you some mustard on Monday that might change your mind.
Well, if it's like a specialty one, but
no, it's not. It's like it's a whole country eats it all the time. Not this country, but a whole country. So maybe it is a specialty. Okay, fine.
No, French's where it's at. But that's like yellow mustard. If you're using anything but French's yellow mustard when you need yellow mustard, stop. It's like ketchup.
Just get like ketchup. I don't know. Did you try some of that Portland? You were up there at the Bar and Restaurant Expo with us. It was a lot of fun hanging out with you. And but what'd you think of the Portland mustard?
Honestly, don't remember.
Okay. It was right next to the potato kegs, which is just so obscure to talk about.
Yeah, those were. I needed those to absorb the night before's stuff.
Yeah, fair enough. It was a.
I feel like I got really left out.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And next year, come out
next year. You gotta go,
you gotta
get a booth or something because, you'll be good. But it was right next to these potato kegs, and the potato kegs are like giant
tater tots,
right?
Yeah.
And we were with Gary Hickey when we found them, and he goes, "Oh, there's mustard next door. We got to check it out." And so we went next door and we put the mustard on the giant
Tater cake.
Tater cake. And it was like elevated. I was like, cool. But then
Leave it to Gary to find mustard at a bar expo.
he found he went in to bite into it, and it was so hot. He's like in the video, if you go back and watch it on YouTube, you hear him screaming in the background because he like burned his mouth. It's funny now, but it was terrible. But yeah.
Fun times.
Anyways,
Hey, you gotta go next year. It's a fun time.
it is a fun time. But they use so instead of using a distilled white vinegar, they're using apple cider vinegar. So it gives a little bit more.
We use apple cider in ours instead of distilled white.
Got it.
Yeah.
So you make your own mustard too?
No. But you add apple cider vinegar to your yellow
Barbecue.
mustard
Got it.
to thin it out.
I didn't
One of
know
the things
that.
to thin it.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah, a lot of vinegar keeps the pH high. The
Yes.
acidity, so then it doesn't go bad. So
Fair. No, I like it. One of my friends makes some barbecue chicken, and all he uses is mustard and 50-50 soy sauce. And you'd think that it doesn't work. No, it works like every time.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, "This is so good. What'd you put on it? And it's got to be this. It's got to be that." And nobody guesses it. And I looked at him the first time I tried it. I was like, "This is really good mustard and soy sauce, right?" And he's like, "I hate you."
you're like, hey, you grew up right in your condiment cabinet to eat, huh?
Yes, I did.
sir. Sure did.
Awesome. So if you do have a favorite dish, you've got to call in and tell us from Mama Louise's. We're going to talk about more about what's coming up on Monday after we go into this break. We've got a few minutes left, but call in and tell us about your favorite dish from Mama Louise's, 520-790-2040. And yeah, that'd be cool.
It would be cool.
Yeah. Oh,
I don't know. We're on the radio.
so Hard Bottle came by,
Yes.
brought the beer, dropped the beer
Yes.
off. So
American Gherkin.
the Merkin Gherkin.
I have to get all country when I say it.
Merkin Gherkin.
Merkin Gherkin.
You gotta have like a little grumble in it.
Yeah.
So I gave it to the one of my servers who was there. She was like super excited to try it, Sarah. She loves pickles.
Mhm.
And she was like, "Oh man, I gotta have this." So then she starts. We tap it, and she starts going to the tables, telling the tables we have this, and everybody's starting to buy it. I'm like, "Sarah, I need this cake for Monday, so don't sell it all the way out till Monday. I need some for Monday. Stop it." So then, like later on, I come back and there's a 6-top, and all of them have this sour
That's
pickle
awesome.
beer sitting
I
there,
love
and
it.
pints of it, and I'm like, "Sarah, stop selling this. I'm gonna take the handle off."
Now we paired that with, and it is really good for what it is. I mean, I don't like drinking pickle juice. This is not pickle juice. It is
Yeah.
a beer that tastes like a pickle.
I am so excited.
But
It's
we
rad.
I freaking love pickles. I'm
But
so
we paired
excited.
it with this really cool dish, and when we come back from the break, we're going to talk about that, and then the rest of the menu, and how you can still get tickets because we just have a few left,
Yeah.
very few left, but you can still come out and be a part of the first episode of the Tucson Tasty Show. Really cool menu, and yeah. So I'm Wesley Source, your host for the Tucson Tasty Show. We'll be right back. Special thank you to our amazing sponsors: Kiki Rogers Country Financial Insurance, Viral Premium Beef, Dirty Cactus Soap, Novus Vita, Mafia Kitchen, Financial Advisor Cody Peck, Network Outdoors, Local First Arizona, Levity Wellness, and Sirius Visual. I'm your host, and stay tasty, Tucson. This is the Tucson Tasty Show, and I'm your host, Wesley Source. And we're here with some amazing guests. Thank you so much for being here today. I'm super excited. This is a fun episode. I think this is going to be one of my favorites. But every time you come into the studio, and both of you come into the studios, I think those are always my favorite. But we always have some amazing guests. But we have Sonora of Vera Oral Premium Beef. That's VEPremiumBeef.com. Look for the Tasty Show box that you can order and subscribe to soon.
Coming soon.
Coming soon. But you can go check out the site now and order single cuts of beef. And if you're in the Tucson area, you'll get it delivered by Vera Earl, right?
Yeah. We'll absolutely. We'll find you. We'll meet you. We will make it happen.
Find you.
Yes, we will find you.
If they give them if you give them their address, we'll find you. Yes, you
I don't
gave
even
me
need
my
an
address.
I'll find somebody.
Well, we'll talk about that later. That goes into the Guido barbecue, doesn't it?
Something like that.
But I was at a leadership conference, and I've got to give a shout out to a really great guy, Aaron Scott, actually this morning, and he's Pastor Aaron Scott, but he's with the Good Brothers Foundation, and they put together this leadership conference for all of the youth, and if your son is and it's a young men's group leadership conference, but if you have a son in the sixth grade up to 21, they can come out, and it's a free conference. They get breakfast and lunch, and today it was at Texas Instruments, and we also got to do a tour, which is a really cool tour, because it's their new building. I was in their old building a long time ago, but it's amazing some of the stuff that they're doing out there, and they're naming off like prices of all the equipment, and I was like, I gotta go.
Yeah.
I'm gonna break
Are
something.
you gonna check my credit score just by telling me about these?
Right. Go ahead, have another Pocky.
No, I
Just
can't.
do it.
Chocolate banana Pocky.
You know
is
you want to.
the tasty
do.
bite of the day.
That's a problem.
So again, I'm going to shout out, if you have a favorite dish from Mama Luisa's, call in and tell us about it, 520-790-2040, and tell us what your favorite dish is, because we've got executive chef Michael Elefante. He is the owner and chef of the restaurant, which is incredible. And we're going to talk about we're going to do an entire episode about your story and your backstory. Can you give me just like a 2-minute synopsis of how you became a chef?
It all started probably when I was like 8. I'd be sitting on the couch or in bed with my dad, and we'd watch Great Chefs of the World on PBS. And
I remember that.
Yeah, that's where it started. And then my dad, I was like, Dad, I really like cooking. And he was like, all right, I'll teach you. We're going to start making omelets. And then, God, man, I made omelets every day for like 2 years straight.
Yeah.
Just different types every single day. They're, Denver omelets, Philadelphia. They all have different techniques to them and all these different things. And that's really what started it for me.
That's awesome.
And then after my dad passed away, I was like, yeah, this is what I'm doing. So, and that was like, I was 12. So pretty much my whole life.
That's really cool.
I don't have some cool story where I was like, I was a drug addict, and then I was on the streets, and then I found
everybody's
cooking, and
story
it saved my
is really
life.
cool. Come on.
Yeah, you don't need that. I mean,
but then
Mine's like a Hallmark movie.
So, but you grew up with Hallmark story. But you grew up with Mama Luisa's, and you didn't just walk into the kitchen and go, "Hey, I'm the chef. Get out of my way and do what I'm doing, or what I tell you to do." You actually went and got experience. Yeah. Which is something that I respect a lot. And how'd you get your experience?
Yeah, so back in 2010, I was really needing something else. I was just really kind of getting tired of putting tomato sauce on plates. Mm-hmm. I needed something more to like fill my cup. I needed to learn more. So I started looking at going to school and all these things. And then my sister, a chef that she had known when she worked for the JW for the Four Seasons in Austin, had moved to Tucson and was one of the opening chefs at the Ritz-Carlton in Dove Mountain. He came in for dinner one day. I was talking to him, and he was like, if you ever want to try something else, I can get you in. And he's like, you can cook on the line. He's like, I could teach you everything else. He's like, you just need to, you've got the experience that I need. I just, I could teach you recipes. So weighed that for a little bit, and then decided to pull the trigger. With my wife's encouragement. She was my fiance at the time, or girlfriend at the time. So then, talked to Mom, got the blessing, left in 2010, joined the Ritz-Carlton Dove Mountain as a cook too in Garde Manger. So I was just in the cold kitchen making salads for 400 or 500 people, buffet stuff. And then moved up faster than any of the other cooks in the property. Got to chef de partie after like 2 years.
And for the uninitiated, what does that mean?
So chef de partie is you're basically like the supervisor of a kitchen. You're kind of overseeing it. You're not the head one in charge of it, but like while that one's going to the meetings and doing, things like that, you're the one that's in charge of like organizing the banquets and the events and getting all the, doing the orders and overseeing everybody else, telling everybody else what to do. Kind of, you're like the captain of it.
So the word of the day is
chef de partie.
Thank you.
Yeah, there you go. It's got a sexy name.
Just because it's French.
Yeah.
What does it mean in French?
You're just chef of the party.
Chef of the party.
Yeah, I don't know. It's probably got something else. Somebody's gonna correct me, but that's what I always call it. I'm the chef of the party, man.
Tina has a 2 years of college French, so she doesn't even know. All right,
I'm the party chef.
We're just rolling with it.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right,
I like
cool.
it.
I like it.
So then in 14, so I was there, then went down to the Burger Bistro, was in charge of the rebranding there. So down at the Burger Bistro, do you remember that Accenture golf play tournament that was here?
Yes.
That was my restaurant. So I was in charge of that. So I oversaw all of that going on. So like
I went there. I was there.
Yeah. So when like the golfers in the mornings would come and they'd have their, we'd have to set up a buffet for them and their significant others and all that. So I'd be walking the buffets, checking on my guys who were running them like on the omelet station or anything like that. And I'd be, talking to the golfers and asking them how their day were. And then,
awesome.
It was really, really cool. We got to meet a lot of big time people at that. And then my aunt wanted to open up one out on Houghton, and there was really nobody to run the original. So they were it was gonna close down. My mom was like, yeah, that's not gonna happen. So after 4 years at the Ritz, I put in my notice and went back to the restaurant, took it over, and that's been going on. It'll be 10 years in August.
It's awesome.
Wow.
So yeah, it's crazy. I feel like I'm 12 still, so I don't feel like I'm 30. I feel like I've been there
I
for
have
10
those
years.
days too. Like I wake up and I'm like, I'm 15, right? I don't have to wake up. No,
Yeah.
it's summer. No.
No, but really, like, I do feel like this is like, you kind of said it earlier, but literally listening to your story, you really are like a Hallmark movie.
Yeah, it's like the feel good one,
Like
right?
you went to like the big resort, you did the big shot thing, and you still came back home, and like like,
My life's
Sonora.
a chick
just
flick.
saying, Hallmark, let's go.
Yeah,
Let's
just
go.
saying. Come on now.
need a
I'm
little
sure that
Elefante
there was
out there.
adversity there at some point,
Oh,
and we're not going to get into that because we don't have time really.
Yeah.
But more than anything, but
Have you ever seen the show The Bear?
Yes.
So
no, I haven't.
Okay, I watched 3 episodes.
Okay.
I had to turn it off.
Yeah.
It's very good.
PTSD.
That is
Kitchen
my
PTSD.
life when I came back to the restaurant.
Oh my.
That was my life.
You know what I'm
when I came back.
binging tonight is that.
Yeah,
And
you'll
I'm
see
going
it
to
now.
take notes.
Like-
and when we come in to record on Monday, I'm going to be like, this is what we're doing. No, I'm kidding.
We would be watching it. Me and my wife would be sitting on the edge of the couch, and like I would like get like physically like sweaty in that because of how intense it was, and it was like flashbacks to my life coming back into the restaurant.
Oh gosh.
Wow.
It was rough.
So, all right. I can appreciate that, and I actually do a lot. Let's talk about the menu and the event on Monday really quick. So we're going to start off with a really special bite, and the special bite is something that's actually, it's one of my favorite things to eat. Like, I don't know if you know that or not, but it is. Like, I wake up and I go, hush puppies.
I thought
because
you were going to say anchovies.
anchovies. What?
Yeah, I'm just kidding.
No anchovies.
No.
Listen, if you put one anchovy on it, no,
Yeah.
I'm going back to the Ninja Turtle movie. Sorry.
Wake up in the morning and the first thing I'm craving is anchovies.
Yeah.
Hush puppies.
Hush puppies. So it's one of my favorite things, but you elevated these hush puppies to the point where they're such a tasty bite, and it's elote hush puppies. And it's just, how did you come up with that?
We were planning for a gut dinner, like the big, the gut festival that we did.
Right.
And our group we were doing ribs and stuff like that. And we wanted to kind of do something that was Sonora. Everybody loves, elote, right? I mean, that's like one of the best things about, down here. And so then we needed some fried element to it. We need that fat. So we were like, well, there's corn is, polenta and all that is in hush puppies.
Right.
That's the main thing to it. So why don't we it's already got the corn flavor. Let's make it into elote. And then we did a couple batches. And Obi's executive pastry chef came up with this fantastic recipe. And then we tried them and we're like, yeah, those are amazing.
They're spot on.
Yeah.
And then we're going to pair them with the American Gherkin, which is a pickle beer, which if you just say pickle beer, it's like, okay, wait, you got to call it the American Gherkin. And but that with the Hush Puppy is going to be really good.
Yeah.
Then we're going to move to the second course. Second course is a half plate. Well, it's not really even a half plate, a little bit less than a half plate of Joe's Special.
No, salad.
Salad. Oh, caprese salad. And you're going to make the mozzarella.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're going to pull the curd fresh that day.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah, so it's going to be
That's
super
good
soft
TV.
and tender. It doesn't when you're doing it like that, you don't get that really hard mozzarella,
Right.
Because where it's overstretched, so it's like hard to cut through.
Mm-hmm.
The way we do it, we just pull it gently till it starts to get some sheen to it, and then you form it into balls and ice bath it, and it's
Stone.
phenomenal. Yeah.
And then, so it's going to be the caprese salad. So you're going to have that. You got some microgreen, and it's going to be sunflower seed and cantaloupe. But you're also going to have some basil and tomato, right?
Yep. And we're going to have
then-
some roasted tomatoes. I don't like raw tomato on my caprese. I like them roasted. So
See, I
Just my
like
little
it.
touch.
I like it. And then from there, we're going to go to the little bit smaller portion of Joe's Special,
Mhm.
and then the Guido's Alfredo, which we talked about.
yeah, little old, little new.
And then we're going to the Vera Earl Premium Beef braised espresso soda braised short ribs.
Yeah, it's a mouthful.
With polenta and some garlic
Broccoli Rob or broccolini. It's
broccolini. And we're going to finish off with a mini cannoli and a bite of tiramisu.
Yeah, mini tiramisu.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I
And-
feel like I need to stop eating today so I have room for all of this.
It's I think as long as we got the portions right, because we don't want to overfeed anybody, because then they go home and pass out, or maybe
My
we
portions
do.
are never right.
I know.
My grandma would raise from her grave if
Fair.
if somebody left one of my dinners hungry. My grandma would haunt me in my sleep.
And it's going to be delicious. And if you want to get tickets, all you have to do is go to Eventbrite and search for the Tasty Show or Mama Louise's. I'm pretty sure it'll pop up under either one. And it's Mama Louise's live recording of the Tasty Show. And get some tickets, and we'll see you on Monday. Thank you so much for coming in today,
Yeah.
Michael. I'm Wesley Source, your host of the Tucson Tasty Show. We'll be right back with a special guest. Thank you to our sponsors, Kiki Rogers, Country Financial Insurance, Vera Earl Premium Beef, Dirty Cactus Soap, Novus Vita, Mafia Kitchen, Financial Advisor Cody Peck, Network Outdoors, Local First, Arizona, Levity Wellness, and Cirrus Visual. I'm your host, Stay Tasty Tucson. Welcome back to the Tucson Tasty Show. I'm your host, Wesley Source, and I'm so excited to be here today. I can't believe this hour has actually flown by as fast as it has. Like, we just got caught up talking to Michael, Chef Michael of Mama Louise's. Thank you so much for coming in today. He's still here in studio, so he can comment.
I'm just sitting in the corner.
He's just, hang on, let me see if I can
The more
rotate
the
the
merrier.
camera. There we go. You can kind of see it through the mics, but now he's doing weird things in the background. We also have Sonora Vera Earl Premium Beef. Thank you for being here. And we have a special guest, Rachel of Ray Ray Sonoran Spirit Tea.
Hello.
How you doing today?
Great. How are you? Thanks for having me.
No, thank you for coming out. I'm really excited to talk to you about your tea. So, have you had their tea?
No.
No, I have not.
Oh, man.
I would love
I
to
know.
try some tea, but not this time because we're on the air, so we can't have any alcohol right now. But next time, maybe. And how did tell us about Snorin Spirit Tea? Ray Snorin Spirit Tea, right?
Yeah. Okay, so we brew at Thunder Canyon Brewery. They're actually retiring and have sold to 2 longtime employees.
Mhm,
One of them is
mhm.
my brewer. So we're just entering our 2nd year of wholesale. This recipe was born out of my signature cocktail as a bartender, and it's something I became obsessed with. I don't know.
Wow.
And I just worked it out, and now it's in cans, and we just rolled out our statewide launch.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That is
That's
really
awesome.
cool.
Thank you.
So, this is the signature drink of the new brewery that's going in there? What is the name of the brewery? Or is it just Ray Snorin Spirit Tea?
So this was my signature drink, and this is where we produce it. So Brick Box Brewery
Right.
is the Phoenix rising from Thunder Canyon Brewery, which is one of the oldest craft breweries in
Right.
Tucson. Steve Tracy's retiring. And he's sold to two amazing longtime employees, Jim and Nixon, and we get to carry on the legacy. So I'm part of that with them as they brew Ray Ray's and can it for me.
That is really cool. So how did you come up? So Ray Ray's was your favorite cocktail to make?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Well, you were a bartender. How long were you a bartender? Or have you been a bartender?
I am what you call a hospitality lifer.
It'll get you.
It got me good. It's going on about 120 million years. Just kidding.
I was like, wait a minute.
It feels like it sometimes.
She said 100 and then a million. And I was
Yeah.
like, no, it's not processing.
Yeah.
Cool. That's a long time to be in business.
Yes, it's the.
You've aged amazingly well.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I like to take care of myself.
It's got to be the tea.
I think
What kind of
so.
tea do you use as your base? Can I ask that?
Absolutely. We use black and hibiscus tea as our split base.
Oh, really cool.
The hibiscus is acidic enough so that I don't have to use any stabilizers or fillers in the rest of the recipe because brewing and the craft of brewing was not my craft.
Mm-hmm.
And really learning how to translate this inspirational cocktail, something that wasn't a beer, wasn't exactly a cocktail.
Right.
It was like my day drinkers go-to. It was a lower ABV. And I just became, so many people liked it. And I just got really excited to expand on it and share it with more
that is really
folks.
exciting. What questions do you have? Because I'm sure you have lots of questions,
I
right?
do. Like, I want
Go ahead.
what is the flavor profile? What are we looking like?
Well,
I love
hibiscus and
tea,
yeah.
and like you're speaking my language with the day drinking and easygoing and all this stuff. So I'm just
We do not endorse alcoholism. No.
But we do
Day drinking.
endorse having the best time of your life. Okay, so it's a black and hibiscus tea. We use about a gram of organic agave and lemon and distilled spirit. It's low ABV, so it's under 5%. And so it's light, refreshing. We do carbonate it.
that was gonna be my next question.
Yeah.
Really?
And
Carbonated tea.
yeah, and so it's not a cocktail, it's not a beer, it's not a seltzer, and it's lightly carbonated. I nerded out on the recipe for so long that I figured out how it can still be pleasing when the temperature changes or when the carbonation changes. Because that's something you get when you drink
Right.
ready to make or ready-made drinks or beers or seltzers, that the flavor changes as the temperature changes, and sometimes it's just nasty.
Right.
Or the flavor additives are covering up nasty
Right.
stuff.
There's actually
So-
a Tucson drink that that they did that to, and it made it really bad. And it was a Tucson staple for such a long time, and I'm so disappointed. I'm not going to say the name out loud, but everybody knows what it is,
Oh.
right?
So I have a question
I'm
back
just in my own
back on the
world
tea.
here.
So where can we get
Back on
it?
the tea,
Because you
right.
just said you rolled it out statewide, and now I'm going to have to leave here so I can have some with my dinner tonight.
Yes.
Just saying.
Well, if you look on our website or our Instagram, we keep it pretty up to date. There's about 70 or so locations in Tucson that are currently carrying
Oh
it.
wow.
Maybe a little over. What side of town are you on?
I'm actually out in Vail, so
Well, you're gonna have to hit
it's fine.
downtown on your way out.
I am in town right now. That's what I'm saying. I am.
Excellent.
I will make it work.
Yeah. So
Get
we
some American Gherkin from Harbottle, and which is right here at
There you go.
Palo Verde and Ajo, and then go down to
downtown. Yeah. Go to
Downtown.
Thunder Canyon Brewery. That's where we brew it, and you can grab a 6-pack to go.
so you can get
All right.
the pickle and the tea,
Yeah. What could be better?
right?
I'm not nothing.
Sorry, we've been talking about the American Gherkin for the show because we actually paired it on the menu with Michael Elefante over here. So
Oh, nice.
yeah, we're excited.
I'm just looking at her Instagram, and I've seen this can
Yes.
around, and I didn't know it was from here.
Uh-huh,
So-
there you go.
Yeah.
That's my own fault, but I'm now when I see it, I'm going to be all about it.
Ray Ray is my nickname. All of us hospitality folks know you spend more time with your work family a lot
Right.
of times than you do with your actual family, and that was my term of endearment. Ray Ray, folks call me Ray Ray,
Right.
and I was really inspired by the Sonoran ingredients and so enamored at how these regional ingredients like agave or hibiscus can be all that I need in the can. Like this organic agave or this hibiscus that's acidic enough where I don't have to add stabilizers. And I really wanted to honor that. So Ray Ray's Sonoran is how the name was born.
That's awesome. So can you tell us what the base spirit is?
We use vodka. We distill vodka at the brew distillery.
That's good because that doesn't change the flavor profile then, right?
Right.
I mean, a good vodka doesn't have any flavor.
They say that, but there's some good vodkas that have flavor.
Okay.
We also started the recipe with split vodka and tequila.
Okay.
Because I really like the pepperiness, and we've just found that it's really versatile. It's so light and refreshing, made for the Arizona heat, and it's really nice to spike if you want something a little.
See, I can
little
imagine sitting in a floaty flamingo drinking that for some reason.
Yeah.
Like, I just have to say so.
But I've got to go ahead and take us out. And thank you so much for joining us here today on the Tucson Tasty Show. We'll
Thanks
see
for
you
having
next
me.
week from 3 to 4. And every week after that, we'll have Sally, the executive chef. No, we're not going to have Sally as the executive chef. We're actually going to have Don from Barrio Bread, James Beard award-winning person, and maybe some other surprises. Thank you to our amazing special guests, Michael Elefante, Sonora Vero Premium Beef, and to all of our amazing sponsors, and Rachel of Ray Ray Sonora Spirit Tea. Stay tasty, Tucson.